What's good, y'all? It's Trey, and this is a comp album review.
You don't love him, you don't love him, you don't love him if you're thinking of me. You don't love him, you're just fucking.
After Hours is The Weeknd's fourth studio album. It was released on March 20th, 2020. Now, I've been a fan of The Weeknd for years and years now, so I was excited in March when this project had come out, but now I'm excited to do a comp album review of this project and share my opinions and share what I loved about this project with you all. I'm looking at the core 14 track album. I know they have the deluxe and the vaporwave songs that they did extra to this. I'm just doing the 14 tracks for this review. With that being said, let's do it. Song ratings first. I didn't have any 1s or 2s on this album at all, which is great. I only had 3, 4s, and 5s on this project, which means I like all of the songs on here. The breakdown between the different tiers is just my personal preference. What I like, what I don't like, what my vibe is. And with that being said, yours will be a little bit different than mine. And that's okay. That's why you gotta do your own. My first 3 is Alone Again, the first song on this album. It really introduces you to the vibe of the album and the sound that they're trying to encapsulate on this album. But for me, the reason this is a 3 for me and not a 4 or a 5 is because it takes a little bit too long for me to get into the song. I would have liked it to get into the drop of the beat and all that comes after that much earlier. I mean, it was damn near 2 minutes before something happened. I'm not saying that them putting this introduction in front of the song was a bad choice. No, it was a brilliant choice. It fits in the context of the album, which is why I tried to give you what they were trying to do. I tried to tell you, I'm trying to convey what they were trying to do here. From a current listener perspective, if I'm not listening to the album all the way through, continuously, I'm not gonna go back and listen to Alone Again, just because I want to get into the song. My next 3 is After Hours. Now, After Hours is a hit. A lot of people love this song. I mean, look at the streaming data for this song. But I had a similar opinion about After Hours as I did about Alone Again. It takes a little bit too long for me to get into the actual song. It still has great theming, it still has great production, it still has great writing, great vocal performance. It's all there for me. It's just, I don't want to wait 2.5 minutes. I don't want to wait 2.5 minutes to get there, to that point. I will mention extra that I very much like the hook of the song. It's catchy as hell. There's a reason that this is a very popular song and it was one of the lead singles for this album. I think that it was also a very nice touch that they added a very prominent bass, bouncing up and down in the hook. Brilliant idea. Okay, now for my 4s of the album. I've got 4. The first 4 for me is Hardest to Love. I'm a lyrics guy. I go and read the lyrics. I'm like that. And if you watch the comp album review for the Dark Lane demo tapes, you would see that. The Weeknd and the team of people that helped create this project are experts and savants at melody and writing and weaving those things together and having that complement his voice. Excellent. Through the whole project. And I think it's highlighted on this song, which is why I'm mentioning it here. It does have a very erratic electronic vibe, it's like a little beatbox, but that's the beat of the song. I like the way that they chose to ride that beat. They complemented it well. It was a very cool thing that they did with that. Now, for me personally, it's all about personal preference, right? This is what the comp score and the comp album reviews are about. This is Trey's personal preference. I am conveying what the comp score is and encouraging you to do it for yourself. I'm giving you the tools and I'm showing you how it's done, okay? People are gonna love this song. This is a great song. All of the songs on this album are great. For me, I'm not a big fan of the electronic vibe. No, I do like electronic songs. I do like this track. Listening to the album all the way through, I'm not skipping this song. I'm not skipping any of these. It's a brilliant song and it's brilliantly done. This is just a little producer touch for me for that song. They have like a very like, like spring-y sounding thing that they added to that. That adds to the erratic nature of the beat. I wasn't a big fan of that, but it didn't detract from the song at all. I just wanted to mention it because I'm trying to be thorough. My next 4 is Scared to Live. This is a great ballad. This is, if you like ballads, you like slow ballads, you like when an artist really stretches out and shows their range and their voice and their ability to kind of make a heartfelt song. This is it. This is that song on the album. If I were to make a playlist of ballads, we got other playlists on the Comp Initiative platform. You gotta look at our social media to see that. But if I were to make a playlist of ballads, this would be on there. The only reason this is not a 5 for me is that I don't like ballads. I'm not a big ballad fan, but that doesn't mean I'm not saving the song. My next 4 is Save Your Tears. Save your tears for another day. It's very indie and it's very like 80s. You know, like there's a lot of 80s vibes through this album, and I really enjoyed that. I'm a big fan of the 80s soft rock, soft pop, But this is just another show of the versatility of The Weeknd as a performer and the versatility of the team that produced this stuff. They really stretched his artistry and showed that he had so many different levels. Brilliant song arrangement, song structure, like knocked it out of the park. I feel like I owe y'all an explanation for why this is not a 5 for me personally. And it's also another thing about this all being personal preference. This is just another example of it not being my vibe. You, a listener, you might like this. That's what it is. My last 4 is Until I Bleed Out, and I like this track a lot. One, it rounds off the album brilliantly in the same way that Alone Again introduces the sound, the theme of the album. Until I Bleed Out perfectly encapsulates the moment that they've built with this album, that 45 to 50 minute moment, that story that they've been trying to tell. It adds to it very well. It's a great outro. He shows off his range. It's got great production. It's like a breakdown, and I might beat it slightly off, but you know what I mean. It's the breakdown style. I like that, and the bass riffing, that it was powerful. It was a powerful ending to the original project, and I liked it very much, enough to save it. I think I added it to one of my late night playlists because it's just a cool one. Now it's time for my 5s of the album. Now, I will say this. I'm looking at my notes here. I have 7 5s on the album. So if you thought Trey's being harsh, why didn't he put Hardest to Love, Scared to Live on his 5s on the album? Why are you being so harsh to The Weeknd? 1, it's my personal preference. That's what the comp score's about. And 2, I had 7. Half of the album I shared. I loved it. I shared it. I added it to playlists. I wanted to play this for other people. I love this album. Don't get that twisted, okay? I'm telling you now. And I will say this now, that the middle run of this album, which is a good chunk, like 5 or 6 songs, it's probably one of the best runs of songs and best transitions between songs on an album I've ever heard, ever. Yeah, it's that good. Too late. It's way too late. Turn on some, baby. Yeah. But it's just one, the production on this is super cool. But it's got a nice bounce. I've run to the song a couple times. This is my run playlist, but it's just it's a super cool track, and it's real simple. Not even just the production, but the delivery of the lyrics by The Weeknd. But the song is arranged and set up so well that altogether it's just great. It's just a great song, and it really stuck out to me. It stuck out to me, and I immediately saved it, and I immediately wanted to share it with my mom and my sister. You know, my sister don't like this type of music. So child, the beat is fire. The vibe, I like that dark vibe. I like that dark ambient vibe. That's fire. The writing, the bars are fire. The delivery is fire. The hook is fire. To have it open up and just like be this soundscape of synth and like marvelousness is one of my favorite moments on the album. You'll hear it a little later. But man, that's nice. That's crazy. I heard that the first time. I was driving the first time I heard it, no child. I'm like, whoa. They really had a hit with this one. I love it. Undeniably love it. My next 5 is Escape from LA. Man. I'm trying to tell you, these 5s. Man. I'm beside myself. The beats are hard. The breakdown style, similar to Until I Bleed Out, but like faster. Pillow talk to me about the man that's coming in between. That's hard. That's just hard. And on top of that, the transition into Heartless after this. Seamless. Beautiful. It gives the song the moment, the whole structure of it, and then it seamlessly moves and transitions into the next thing, making it seem like it's a whole body of work. It's not songs split up into parts. It's a whole body of work. And that's why this album is different. That's why it was so substantial and so meaningful and moving. My next 5 is Heartless. Man, that was the first single. Magic Brown went dumb on this beat. Yeah, totally dumb. And then The Weeknd, he can be so vulgar. Like, and I don't mean that in the sense where I don't curse and like when I write music or any of those things, like, but man, he was talking about pussy, and I didn't he's talking about hoes, like he says shit straight up or straight up, and it's like people are gonna be screaming this. He knows. It's like, I don't have any problems with it. I'm just saying that he didn't hold back, and it just fit. The vibes fit so well. The production and the writing, the delivery, the hook of the song. It's just they connected so well. Hopefully you see my enthusiasm about my 5s, and that, my friends, is the difference between a 5 and a 4. Now I love my 4s. I really like these songs. I save them, but they ain't 5s. The 5s, they literally make me beside myself. On this run, my next 5 is Faith. Right after, and this is, the 3rd song in a row that's been a 5, because they had that run on this album where all the songs 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I'm crazy. Faith is a roller coaster. The ups, the downs, the fasts, the slows, the hook. One, The Weeknd just knows how to write hooks in general. I've said the hook is great for all of these songs, but man, production wise, the kick, the dry kick and the dry snare that they used was very 80s, which fits the overall theme that they were kind of going for. But it was They complimented it so well. They complimented it so well. It was fantastic. Next 5 is Blinding Lights. Blinding Lights is a hit. I can end my 5s right there, just on that. There's a reason I almost got 1 billion streams. It's only been like 4 months. I'm sure he could have gotten it in less time if people had more time in their cars and all that. But we on quarantine, so you know, music listening habits are different now. An undeniable, out of the park hit. 80s synth. Dun, 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 with the. He's like a pop star. He's a pop star and a rock star, all rolled into one. I don't get it. Brilliant. It literally wants to make me get up and dance. Literally. I'm not gonna do that on tape, on video, whatever. I'll dance in my car while I'm alone. But damn. Next 5 and the next song on the album, In Your Eyes, fits the 80s synth theme, fits the vibe. It's groovy, it's funky. You know, you got your shoulders rolling. You see my, you see that? But he rides it. I don't breathe. It's just like he just did a great job, man. And my last 5 is Repeat After Me. I love my late night driving vibes. I love my dark vibes. This is it. And this is an interlude. And it's so simple. But man, it's so ethereal and like synth-esque and nice, and you know, it molds you, you know, it surrounds you, it makes you like it makes you feel it, you know. It's another one of those songs that, you know, the writing is very simple, the performance is very simple, production is super simple, but the soundscape that they built and the way that they fit that into the theming of the work as a whole, blue chip, top tier, numero uno. 2 thumbs up. Excellent. Top 3 songs at the moment. I know. It's been 3 months. Okay. And, you know, I've shuffled around a little bit. You know, when the first album first came out, Faith was one of the ones I was bumping a lot. Blinding Lights, In Your Eyes. But my top 3 are gonna be right here. Okay. They're Repeat After Me, Escape from LA, and Snow Child. And you know me about them dark vibes. All 3 of them got those dark vibes. All 3 of those are 5s, things that I share with other people. And man, they overtook me. Can't explain why I'm terrified. I'm so terrified. Well, I don't wanna touch the sky no more. Ooh, dun dun dun. Round when I'm coming down, it's the way too. I don't even wanna get high no more. Just want you out of my life, out of my life, out. I wanna go with you crazy. Cover girls jumping out the page like they pop. Spending all my money on these niggas that I brought. Taking care of families for my brothers when they locked up. And I had nothing to believe in. Double I like when it gets in these pockets. Like that downer leans right into the riser. Ooh. You hear that? That's
Talk to me about the men who try to get between. They buy your bags and jewelry. They think your kindness is so weak. Oh, you don't give it up so easy. You just wanted my attention. You just wanted my affection. Let me touch it on your mind. You just want me all the time. Never need a bitch, a mother bitch need. Try to find the one that can fix me. I've been dodging
Metro booming.
I want it all now. I've been running through the pussy, need a dog pound. 100 models getting faded in a compound. Trying to love me, but they never get a pulse down. Cause I'm heartless, and I'm bad to my ways, cause I'm heartless. All this money and this pain got me heartless. All life, cause I'm heartless. Said I'm heartless, trying to be a man, but I lied to me and to you. I take out the sand and I still stay awake. All my demons wanna come into my bed. As we stay, as if they are for heaven's sake. I try to let, but you know I never stay. I never stay.
But if I OD, I want you to
Hold me right beside me. I want you to follow right behind me. I want you to hold me while I'm smiling, while I'm dying.
and if they know me.
When I go missing, you know where to find me. Driving down the boulevard is blinding. Always wondered by the desert lights. I'm alive, I feel everything. I feel everything from my body to my soul. I've been trying to cope. I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm running through withdrawals. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch. Maybe I look around, city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone.
After Hours, for me, ended up getting an 8.8, which is a great on my comp scale, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. This score, this 8.8, is my score. You know, it's my personal relationship with After Hours. Now, if you go to the Comp Initiative social media, I can tell you how to do your own. You follow us over there, like this video, and subscribe. I'll tell you how to do your own. This album was a great album. It is an 8.8. It is 0.7 away from being a classic for me, which is a tier of album level that not a lot of albums get to. You know, let's not be confused by that. It's hard to make a classic, and just as it's hard to make a scale, but The important thing is that here at the Comp Initiative, we're shifting how we think about this, right? A classic to you, maybe not a classic to me. But now we have a way to measure it. For my overall thoughts, I'll use my word again, my word of the video. This is a brilliant body of work. Excellent job. The people who have produced this, the people who engineered this, the people who helped the Weeknd write this, the team that put this project together did an excellent job. This album should be in the category from album of the year. Hands down. Like, it came out in March, and I'm saying that this album should be considered for album of the year, and it's June or July, depending on when this video comes out. Literally, it's that good. Theming of the album, you know, this is an audio, this is a soundscape story of a man, you know, or a person or a boy becoming a man and grappling with fame and heartbreak and everything that comes with the lifestyle of being a rock star, a pop star, a legend, you know, all that written on the pages and the lyrics, written in waveform. It's an amazing story. The way that they seamlessly sequence the album, everything connects together so well. They meld together and they form together like they're supposed to be together. You listen to some albums now and they jump from thing to thing. You know, the arrangement is not good. You know, it's like, why is this song next to this song, you know? But for this, you know that the people in this room, when they made this body of work, took their time with this. And they said, we're going to make a 50-minute to an hour-long story that people are going to go and listen to again and again and again. And not just picking out songs or whatever. A lot of people will do that. That's fine. But something where you're going to want to go and listen to the whole thing from beginning to end, because you know that it all connects together. And that is super meaningful in this era. Super meaningful. I will make a note to shout out to the engineer. I don't know who the engineer was for this project or the group of people who did this, but well done. If you listen closely, the Weeknd's voice, and not just his voice, but I'll talk about his voice first. The Weeknd's voice is modulated or engineered slightly differently depending on the track that it's on. Each track brought a different aspect of the Weeknd's voice to the light, and it complemented and seamed into the mix of this work. Excellent. Shout out to them, because you know the engineers and the producers don't really get a shout out. I'm shouting you out right now. Great job. I love that the synth soundscape dark vibe that takes place throughout the whole project. I love that they highlighted the 80s style synth with this, the vibe of that, along with the percussion and of those things. I'm glad that they took that and they took the Weeknd's ability to match any tone or any vibe. Well done. And then I mentioned the writing already. The writing is great throughout the whole project. But lastly, I will say that, man, to the Weeknd, if you're watching this video, like, this is a reason that you're on the top. Like, I see it, I hear it, I completely understand. You, I mean, a couple of you and a very select group of people right now are out here making a brand of music that is head and shoulders above everybody else. Heads and shoulders. You showed a versatility by song. Each of these songs is different. You adapted your voice, your style, everything about your performance. You adapted it to the track. And that's not something that a lot of people can do. And I hope that the listeners at home will recognize this when they listen to this project again. But he did a great job with this. And I honestly think, I know Trilogy, The Weeknd has had great albums, great projects. But this is going to go down as one of his best. In my opinion, this will be one of his best. Thank you for watching my comp album review. Hopefully I've inspired you to check out the Comp Initiative page and figure out how to do your own personal comp score, not just for After Hours, but for any album or any project you want. Follow us on socials. Follow me on socials at JustCompBro everywhere. I tweet about a lot of different stuff. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Comp Initiative channel. With that being said, I've been Trey. This has been a comp album review, and see ya.